Hey humans, how are you? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. Today I have a slightly different video situation where I'm just gonna rant in my voiceover. I'm just speaking. No plan, no poem, no spoken words, no prepared thing that I wanna say. I'm just gonna keep it real, I guess. Speaking of keeping it real, by the way, I hope you can't hear the dogs. I closed the door, but I have 3 dogs playing like crazy, probably ruining my apartment right this second. And I hope you can't hear them. I am using a microphone. I can hear them. I don't know if you do. I hope you don't. So anyways, for this painting, I've been using this technique that you're seeing now, that it's kind of like a stippling with paint kind of thing. I started art doing ink drawings, and because I didn't really know how to blend, hatch, anything, it just made a lot of sense to me to use this stippling technique. And also I was doing it mostly to relax. There was a lot of mandalas and stuff like that. Mandalas, I don't know how to pronounce that. So I don't know, stippling and doing dense to less dense to blah blah, and then I thought it was super cool and I started using it with more things, and then I started adding lines and I built from there. But the stippling was always part of my art then, before I even ever picked a freaking brush. So I don't know when this happened, but eventually when I started painting, I was using a very small brush, I guess, trying for it to be a pen. You can see actually now when I'm painting that I still grab the brush for the most part as it was a pen and not a brush. Now it's a brush, but sometimes I grab it as a pen and I'm still I guess transition. So first I will grab this very, very small kind of lining brush, and I will paint the whole painting with that brush, and I would use mediums to make the paint thinner, and I would blend as much as I possibly could for I wanted smooth transitions, and I didn't know how to do gradients, and I don't know if I wanted smooth transitions. I just was being loyal to how it would look in real life, I guess, and it would take me forever to finish a painting. A month of 5 hours a day of painting, and they look very cool actually. I still like those paintings, and it's kind of unreal. But with time I started feeling more comfortable, and I started understanding that when you stand back it still makes sense. And I still wanted my paintings to look painterly. They still look like paintings, even though they were more they were surrealist, but realistic at their surrealism. But the colors weren't real anyway, so it still was a painting, and there was cracks and tentacles coming out of heads and things that clearly it's a painting. But I wanted it to look more painterly, more loose, more brush strokes, without it being super abstracted either, by the way. And yeah, I started loosening up with time, I guess, and then the transitions would be less blended. And then I'm a lazy color mixer. That's my least favorite part of painting, is mixing colors in the palette. So I would start doing things how can I make in between tones and a bigger, I don't know if bigger is the word, a range, a more breadth range of tones without having to mix more colors and come out with completely very complex, full of in-between palettes. And I was well, in stippling, you basically have all the tones in the world, depending on the dense of dots you put. And I was if I put dots of a lighter value on a darker value, then I'm getting the in-between shade, right? I started doing that still with the same kind of colors, if it was purple and then a lighter purple, so it would still blend more. And then again, with time and paintings and stuff, it started being more intuitive, I guess. Oh, by the way, this is when I finished painting very late at night, and I was showing you the studio at night and how like the light reflects on the water, and it's super beautiful. But yeah, back to that. I started feeling more comfortable, and it started happening like intuitively. This, I don't know how to call it. This is the technique that like came out of me, and I love it because I feel like from far. Oh, I'm sure you heard that. From far, it doesn't look like it wasn't painted with blending and stuff, depending how big the painting is, of course. But then from close, you have so much like texture and this, and it's so relaxing, and I enjoy it so much, and I love it. I love how it looks. It feels so personal, and I love it. Like, this is gonna be my thing, at least for a while. The color palette here, I try to do like a less contrasty. Oh, this is Grizzly, baby. He's always making me company when I paint. Like a less contrast. Like, I want it all to be more like pastel tones, I get, like more kawaii colors, but in like antique subjects, but with like still digital looking, and still like, I don't know, mixing all these things that my style has been developing into and that I'm interested in. And I'm not sure I like that. I think I like more contrast. It just makes more sense. So I might do more adjustments in that sense. And maybe I'm gonna add more, not values, but yes, because values we have the whole range in my opinion. But yes, I'm going to add more colors. Yeah, I don't know. I like to like increase the difficulty too. And since I am a like new painter, actually pretty new, like 2 years, I'm still like challenging myself a little bit more with each painting. And I feel like by doing that with each painting, my style starts to form more and more. So yeah, that's good. That's cool. This painting is, by the way, the second painting that I'm making for a 20 painting project. So I decided some years ago, 2, 3 maybe now, that I was going to pursue this career and let my safe path of business career rot on the side. Yay. And it's been crazy and great and scary and everything, and really I've been trying to do it, I guess, on my own and online, and me finding my clients and my buyers and this and that. But it will really help my peace of mind and not to burn out again. By the way, there's a burnout painting where I explain all of that in another video. If I would get gallery representation, it would be awesome. Because they would take care of the business. I would just give them the paintings and they would talk. Like, I don't know, it would relieve me and feel a little bit like I am on the right direction, and this wasn't the worst idea ever. And I've had shows before, and the shows that I've had, that was with really all the paintings I had, because again, I started recently, I didn't have many paintings. Like one show I think had like 12 paintings or less, and they were all the paintings that I've ever made. Oh my god, this cat with his weird beautiful face, it's called Kitty McKitterson, and I seated him for some days, and he was like in love with me and wouldn't let me out of his sight for 1 second. He's so cute, so cute. Because yeah, by the way, that's part of what I do to be able to paint and pay my bills is pet sitting, which I actually love. And it's awesome, and I probably would keep doing it, or I would get 1 million pets of my own if I didn't need it. I mean, it gets challenging sometimes, not gonna lie. Like, I'm telling you right now, these dogs are going crazy in my living room. But yeah. And so then, when I had those shows was the times in my short-lived art career where I made the most money, because originals are the most expensive, or like reward. Like, it's not like Prince or YouTube money or bonus play Instagram money. It's like it's like a certain big amount for one thing you put a lot of time into, and it's like a physical product. And then the people who were organizing these shows brought the people, although I think all the people that bought paintings were people that I brought. But still, they put the space, the people got to see my paintings in person, which I think they are completely different experience. And those were the months that made me think, like, I really can do this. Like, if I made this amount of money in this month, and if this would happen, I don't know, every month, I would be completely fine. So yeah, I want to do more of that. But then when I think, like, okay, let me apply to galleries, I'm going to apply to each and every gallery that was ever invented and exists in the freaking planet right now. And then I'm like, yeah, but when you look at what galleries ask for you to submit your things for representation, is send a portfolio of like at least 20 paintings that are cohesive in style and theme. And I was like, I think I haven't even made 20 paintings total in my life. And definitely they're not cohesive, because I've been like just experimenting and finding my visual self through all this painting practice. So my goal was to define a theme, technique, color palette thing for 20 paintings, like to make a collection, and then make that portfolio and then send it to absolutely every gallery in the planet. Hopefully, like, actually something will come up before I even have to submit it. Like, this is the second painting and some things are coming my way, and I'm crossing my fingers that's that, but whatever. So this will be the second painting. The first one I was filming and the dogs broke the camera lens, so there's no video of that, but it exists. And it's like, they are like antique zoom-ins, cropped pieces of Renaissance, Victorian, antique statues and paintings. And then it's like my take on that. And I'm talking about, like, sometimes it's gonna be like a hand of a huge painting with like 30 people, and it's just like this one hand that I chose to like zoom in and paint. And then I'm going to add like these retro looking subtitles so that it looks almost like it's digital. I don't know why I really like playing with paintings that look digital. I use the neon, I use these colors that look like cyberpunky sometimes, and I've used typography before and a lot of elements that even like 3D looking objects and stuff like that before. So yeah, I wanted to add that element. So both the color palette, I guess, and the subtitles gonna make it look like if it was digital made, and I like that. So the subtitles are going to be pieces of my journal, to be as personal as I possibly, I don't know. I love writing. I have one published book. I was working in 2 more books, and eventually I realized I'm trying to do too much things at the same time, because I also do graphic design freelance and a bunch of stuff. So I decided to, stop working on those books for now. And oh my god, these dogs. Oh my god. Anyways, stop working on those things for now, like leave them aside. And I don't know, I've been thinking for the longest time how to bring these passions together. I want to bring all my passions together, like the graphic design, the photography, the painting, the drawing, the writing. And I was like, who says I cannot before I was thinking, I'm gonna make like 300 paintings, and I'm gonna write a poem for each of one of those, and then I'm gonna make a book of the paintings and the poetry. And I've been doing that. Like, you've seen that all my paintings until this point have a poem. I went for a walk at this point of the painting to the boardwalk. I live in Miami Beach. This video is very different. I'm, I guess, doing a little bit of blog in between without it being not even nearly a blog. But instead of doing B-roll and all of that, sharing, I want it to be all more personal, I guess. So yeah, putting like pieces of my journal to my paintings. Pieces of my journal is the most intimate thing I have. And then pieces of my life into the videos is also the most personal thing that I've had, instead of just like doing my makeup and getting shots from different angles, painting to make B-roll. So yeah, I think that's what I'm trying. And these, doing a voiceover, just talking whatever comes to my mind, is also more personal than a written piece that I read out to you about a thought that I have, a book that I've been reading, I don't know, like a concept that I've been thinking of, something more like logical, rational, not personal. I mean, it is personal to a degree, but it's not like that as genuine as what I'm trying to do now. Because like also the pieces of journal that I'm putting on the paintings are not the like very intellectual feeling worthy pieces of my journal. They're like the raw, real little thoughts that I'm almost embarrassed about putting, you know? And that's what I'm like. I'm also shying away about doing what I'm doing. I feel like I'm gonna delete this voiceover, but I'm not. But the point is, like, it's also very honest and genuine and whatever. Here I'm reading before going to sleep with Magnusito. This dog is like my life at this point. I love him so much. And he was like tiny there. When I see videos, like even if it wasn't that long ago, I can see how much he has grown. He's a puppy, so that would explain why he's growing. And yeah, so this is the second painting of the 20 paintings. And I thought I was gonna just dedicate myself to these 20 paintings, and then I was gonna send it to all the galleries ever. And then if I got rejected by all of them, then I'm going to apply to jobs and beg that it's not too late to apply to traditional jobs with my degree that I haven't been using. I mean, I haven't been hired for some time, and hope that they understand that me dedicating myself to art has some curriculum, resume value. I don't know. So, especially because 20 paintings can take some time. So it will be some years in my resume that will have like somewhat of a gap, I guess. I am doing like graphic design freelance. I do some marketing freelance. I do like things that I could put there, I guess. But yeah, I don't know, just like beg that it works. But I really hope, really deeply hope and believe I will not have to do that. And I really hope I don't. So yeah, but things are starting to come up. I have some commissions in different areas, from tattoo designs. Not that I'm gonna tattoo anyone, although I might tattoo some friends here in Miami to learn to do it. I tattooed myself recently and it was amazing. So maybe that, but also just like tattoo designs for some people, book covers, paintings of dogs, like people's dogs, and things, commissions, like all those kind of stuff are like showing up. So I'm going to be doing those in between these 20 painting projects. So I hope it doesn't take as long, because I really want to have this portfolio as soon as possible. And this is the second painting, and I'm already thinking about how to deviate of this whole plan and start doing this other kind of painting that I came up with the idea of. And like, this is always what happens, and that's why it's so hard for me to keep a consistent style. I have too many ideas, and a consistent anything really, because I start with a life plan, and then I discover this other thing, and then I'm very curious, and I read a lot, and I investigate research, I guess, and I pay attention to what like calls to me, and then I feel like trying everything. I'm literally like a step away. I went to buy food because I was doing hosting like a barbecue/potluck in my place. I'm literally one step away from studying nutrition or integrative medicine or actual medicine or psychology or psychiatry. And like, you see, like I need at least 700 years of life to all the paintings that I want to do, careers that I want to have, people that I want to help, books that I want to write, skills that I need to learn, because I would love to make songs too, but I don't even know where to start, and I would gladly like learn that. So it's a problem. Staying consistent might be the hardest thing for me. But yeah, I'm gonna do it. This is the second one. If you can, please keep me accountable if you see me deviating from the plan. And now I moved painting to the first thing I do every day. Literally wake up, make coffee, sit down to paint for 4 hours. So that's helping a lot so far, because even if the day goes crazy and I have things to do and I have like things to do to make money to survive and stuff like that, the painting, because I don't check my phone or anything before I finish painting, it gets done. Every day it gets done, basically, and that's what I need. Just move the needle forward every day. Like, I wish I could paint 10 hours every day, and then the rhythm would be completely different. Sometimes I just paint 2 hours, 3 hours, but it still counts. It still moves the projects on the right direction, I guess. So yeah, I'm thinking, speaking about being more genuine and just speaking from her. Oh, this hot dog, it's called Olive, and she's so cute, and she's also one of the dogs that I'm sitting. Well, that I was sitting at that point. She's not here anymore. She left that some days ago, and I miss her. She's adorable and so soft. There's like, I've never touched any dog or maybe anything as soft as she is. And she's like Magnus' girlfriend. Magnus, the dog that I had on my lap when I was reading the book. I feel like they met here because I see them both. And at this point, I feel like they have a very profound romance going on. But yeah, speaking of being more just genuine and speaking and sharing and everything, I've been thinking a lot of like stop doing these kind of videos and start doing just streaming, which is like literally raw, in the moment, live stuff. The only thing is that then instead of being like, well, this time is half an hour, but probably will be less time next time when I learn how to do this better. You can see how it is starting, how like the whole painting process in a shorter period of time. So I don't know, maybe I'll do both. I still have to figure out OVS and all like that. That was an old drawing. I can look at them sleeping like a sandwich. I'm telling you, if that's not a romantic relationship, what is it? Like, that's the definition of love, those two bundled like that. So cute. And now I forgot what I was talking about. That drawing that I had in the iPad was an old drawing that I made in a flight one time. And I was just coloring it that day. I think it was my birthday, the day I was coloring it. I think my 29th birthday, by the way, which is also pressing me a bit about these 20 paintings. I'm finding a gallery and like stop worrying about if I can make it as a full-time artist, because I'm about to turn 30. I feel like part of me is like, age is just a number, it doesn't matter. 30, 29, same shit. And another part of me is like, dude, 30. That's a number, like 30. Where did you think you were going to be at 30 when you were like 17? Did you think, like, I don't know, it feels like I should give myself the ultimatum of like, if I turn 30 and I still didn't, then that's it. You gave it a shot. But I feel like if I have to reach a certain point where it feels like I really gave it my all and it didn't work, and it's out of my system kind of thing. Because like now I was applying to jobs and everything actually, and if I would get one of those jobs, and then I probably won't have time to dedicate myself to paint nearly as much as now. I still have now like 4 or 5 jobs, but it's not like a full-time go to the office job. And then if I will have one of those, and then I have friends and family and hopefully eventually a romantic relationship again, then this is just gonna become a hobby. And I think maybe not, I'm not someone to regret too much, but I think I will have forever that thing of like, what would have happened if I didn't like give up, or I should have been that, or I would be happier or more fulfilled if I would be doing that, or I wonder what paintings or where would my art have gotten to. I don't know, like I am really not someone to give up either, which is a virtue and a problem at the same time. But yeah, here it's night. I think this was like a 3 a.m. painting session, and because I really wanted it to finish it, because I just had a little piece left. And before doing like I didn't finish it. I left the smallest piece for the next morning. But whatever. Before doing the background and the letters. By the way, the letters are what take the longest with these paintings. Like it's I don't know how to explain it. Like you're about to see when I do it, but it takes a long time. And also I have to do this background and the letters, I kind of have to let the painting almost dry completely. And since this is oils, it is not a non-significant amount of time. Here's Hot Dog. That's Olive. I was just carrying her while I painted the background. Isn't she so cute? So yeah, this is awesome because you can totally see what I'm doing. Okay, now you can see what I'm doing. I do this like very inefficient thing of painting the whole background with a small brush because I really don't want for it to be any piece of background where I didn't put paint. While I let the background dry, I had days where I couldn't paint, and I started varnishing other paintings and taking stuff like that. That's what I was doing there. So I would wait for the background to dry, and then I could finally do these letters, and that would be the final step. I tried to make my life easier by painting them yellow before I painted the rest, but it really didn't work. And I ended up having to do the lines and the yellow again. So next time I'm not doing that. And yeah, maybe you can see why they take so long. And also it's not like doing it on a flat surface, like doing it vertical, it's a hard movement thing. But yeah, this is the finished piece, and you can finally stop listening to me. But if you got to this point, thank you so much for being here until this point. This is a 30 by 40 inches painting, all painting on wood. It's available to buy if you want it. And that's it for me. I hope you have a great rest of your day and see you on the next one. Bye, humans.